Hello, you dear Cancerians. Let's get into your monthly horoscope of February. And it's a lot more gentle in general. February, January we had the eclipses, and they are happening in your sign, the opposite sign. So it probably was a bit more with ups and downs, or with quite eventful events, good or bad. I mean, that depends on your personal situation. But in general, February is a month that is way more easy. So let's break it down. There are three things that I want to mention. First of all, let's start with the most exciting thing, which is work. Work can be very exciting, or if it's not work, it's your relationship with authorities or with parents. There is Mars in your 10th house and conjoining with Uranus, especially around the 12th, 13th or 14th. So if you've been fed up with work on a certain level, you could explode around those days. If you don't want that to happen, well, awareness is one thing, you know, around the 12th, 13th, 14th, and you don't want to burn your ships. Take some steps there, because you're gonna have energy of, I want to free myself up. So in a way, that's not a bad energy at all. So for some people who really do want the change, this could be the moment. This could be the moment that they're saying, I'm out of here. This is not, this is really going against my integrity, and bye-bye. Make sure that you have plan B or C if you're doing that, of course, nowadays. But be aware of the fact that I'm telling you this now already in January. So if that is already the case, that you feel that energy bubbling up there, that things are going wrong at work, that you start implementing the new changes already now, because you've got the energy to do that, and you've got the courage to do that. You must have courage, of course, to say goodbye to things that hold you sometimes back because of certain certainties. So it's quite an important time for people who really are working at a place where they feel restricted. And of course, lots of people do these days. But it's one of those times where you can free yourself up. And if you have the courage to continue to work towards what you really, really want, and doing that in a very clever way. You, as a Cancerian, you have the North Node in your sign this year, which is a good sign, which means that new things will come through this year. Okay, now another thing is Venus, Saturn, Pluto in your 7th house. So you have quite a lot of serious energy going on in relationship house. So on a relationship level, for the Cancerians in general, this is serious stuff. This is the people that you're dealing with. It's not to mess around with. It's serious relationships with responsibilities. If you've been feeling that it weighs, that you're saying, you know, this is too much responsibility, or this is too strict, or a partner is holding me back or holding me small, or whatever it is, Venus is there now as well. So Venus could be the diplomat that tries to work around. So you have an opportunity. I mean, if you are in a relationship, I'll get into a minute if you're not, but if you're in a relationship, you have the opportunity now to work on the relationship in a very practical way, in a very way like it should be, with Saturn there, but with Venus, with a fairness around it. So you have a more, how would I say, understanding, so to speak. You're going to be more understanding, and there is a gentleness now that comes up. So for those of you who had a bit of a rough time, this is good news. If you're saying, with Veerle, I'm single, with Venus passing your 7th house, this is a good time to meet someone very nice, very gentle. And with Saturn, Pluto there, it means it could be quite serious as from the beginning. So it's not like the romantic floating around kind of energy, which is not always necessary. I mean, love can be very serious and can be very deep because of that. So you could be attracting a very deep relationship. And for those of you who are in a relationship, it deepens. There is a depth here. especially when there have been some problems and when your spouse or girlfriend, boyfriend have gone through some transformation. There is a soothing now, soothing energy there. And last but not least, which is a bit less important for you, but can be still quite interesting, is Mercury and Neptune conjoining in your 9th house, squaring up to Jupiter, and will be there for a long time, Mercury, also next month. So it is more significant than just transiting your 9th house. What does it mean? It means that if you're traveling in February, take the attitude of things can go different ways. Things can become very confusing. Things can become literally misty. So maybe you're going skiing out there and you could expect some, you know, some surprises there. But the thing is, it doesn't have to be bad or good, but prepare yourself that things will not go as you expected them. And if you're prepared for that, it's not that hard, you see. So it could be meaning that you have to take a different route. If you're not traveling, it could have to do with your mindset. So that your mindset and your vision is a bit off now. But that's a good sign. If you feel that way, it's a good sign, because at the end of March, you will have that new vision, okay? And then off you go. So quite an important time for you in February, but I think not a bad one at all. Again, if you want a personal reading, just get in touch, and I wish you all the best. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening.